Hello and welcome to the 6 Minutes English Podcast. Fun, clear, and easy to follow English practice.
Remember to like this video and subscribe, so English can be part of your daily life.
I've been thinking a lot lately about how to be more creative. I feel like I'm stuck in a rut, you know? My work feels routine, and even my hobbies don't spark much newness anymore.
Yeah, I totally get that feeling. It's easy to fall into habits. What kind of creativity are you hoping to cultivate? Is it for work, or more for personal enrichment?
Both, really. At work, I'm often asked to come up with new solutions or marketing ideas, and I feel like I'm always just recycling old concepts. Personally, I used to love sketching and writing, but now it feels like I'm drawing blanks. It's frustrating.
I understand. Well, the good news is that creativity isn't some magical trait only artists have. It's more like a muscle you can train. One thing I've found helpful is simply changing my environment. If I'm trying to brainstorm new ideas, sitting at the same desk often leads to the same thoughts. Sometimes, just going to a coffee shop, or even working from a different room, can make a huge difference.
That's an interesting point. I always work from my home office. Maybe a change of scenery would help. But how does that actually make you more creative?
I think it breaks the mental associations. Your brain connects your desk with certain tasks and ways of thinking. When you're in a new place, your mind is stimulated differently. You notice new things, hear different sounds, and it can open up new pathways. Another thing that's crucial is to allow yourself to make mistakes. A lot of people, including me sometimes, are afraid to put out a bad idea, so we don't put out any ideas at all.
Oh, that's definitely me. I'm such a perfectionist. I want my first idea to be the brilliant one, and if it's not, I get discouraged. So, you're saying just churn out whatever comes to mind?
Exactly. Think of it like a brainstorming session with yourself. No judgment, just get everything out. Often, the truly innovative ideas come after you've exhausted all the obvious ones. Sometimes you have to make a mess to find the hidden gems. Also, try to step away from the problem for a bit. If you're stuck on a work project, go for a walk, listen to music, or do something completely unrelated. Your subconscious mind keeps working on it, and you might find the solution pops into your head when you least expect it.
I've heard that before, the shower thoughts phenomenon. It makes sense. What about learning new things? Does that play a role? Absolutely. Learning something new, even if it's unrelated to your main field, can incredibly boost creativity. For example, if you're a marketer, maybe try learning a new language, or how to play an instrument, or even a new cooking technique. These activities force your brain to make new connections and think in different ways. It helps you to think outside the box, which is a phrase we use when we mean to think creatively or unconventionally, not limited by traditional or common ideas. Think outside the box. I use that phrase all the time, but I hadn't really thought about how to actually do it. So, learning new things is one way. It expands your mental toolkit, I guess.
Precisely. It gives you more perspectives and more ingredients to mix together. And don't underestimate the power of observation. Pay attention to details in your daily life, people, nature, architecture. Keep a small notebook to jot down interesting observations or random thoughts. You never know when those seemingly unrelated bits of information might combine to form a new idea. A notebook, huh? I just use my phone, but a physical notebook might feel different. More tactile. So, to recap, change environment, allow for mistakes, step away, learn new things, and observe more. That's a solid list to start with. But what if I try all this and still feel, well, drained? Like my brain just won't cooperate. That's completely normal. Sometimes you hit what people call a brain drain. It's when you've been concentrating so hard or trying to be creative for so long that your mind just feels exhausted, like it's completely empty of ideas. When that happens, it's a clear signal to take a real break. Don't try to push through it because it usually just leads to frustration. Rest, get some sleep, and come back to it with a fresh mind. Creativity often needs space and time to percolate.
A brain drain. That's a perfect description of how I feel sometimes after a long day of trying to force ideas. It's good to have a name for it and know it's not just me failing. So, resting is part of the creative process too, not just a sign of weakness.
Exactly. Think of it as recharging your creative batteries. And remember to play. Engage in activities purely for fun, without any goal or expectation. Playfulness is a huge part of being creative. It helps you relax, explore, and reduces the pressure to perform. Whether it's doodling, building with Legos, or just messing around, it can really prime your mind for creative thinking later on.
That sounds much more appealing than just staring at a blank page willing an idea into existence. So, I should approach creativity with more of a playful, experimental mindset rather than a rigid, results-driven one.
That's the spirit. And don't forget to reflect. At the end of the day or week, take a few minutes to think about what worked, what didn't, and what new connections you made. Sometimes even a failed idea can be food for thought. It gives you something to consider carefully and might lead to a different, better idea down the line. It's all part of the learning process.
That's great advice. Food for thought. I like that. It turns setbacks into learning opportunities. This has given me a lot to think about and some concrete steps to try. I feel a bit more optimistic about tackling my creative slump now. Thanks a lot. Anytime. Remember, it's a journey, not a destination. Small, consistent efforts make a big difference over time. Just keep experimenting and don't be afraid to try new things. You'll find your rhythm. Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.